Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest for the afternoon, His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Baioumy, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. It's a very good afternoon to you, Mr. Ambassador.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir, and thank you, Your Excellency, for your time. Let me start by asking you, Mr. Ambassador, is now hours earlier this morning, the U.S. envoy announced that Israel and Syria have reached a ceasefire after days of bloodshed in the predominantly Druze area. How do you see this announcement, specifically in light of the recent escalations in this area?
Very glad to stop this front of our problems. We don't need any problems in Syria because we are already having another fighting borders in Lebanon, in Palestine, of course, and Libya, Sudan. The Arab world is not in a very good condition. And Syria especially, I owe it a lot of sympathy, because I don't know if you know my history. I am Syrian also. Why? Because when I joined the Egyptian diplomacy, that was during the unity between Egypt and Syria, during the Arab Republic, the United Arab Republic, which was combined of Egypt and Syria. I had 6 colleagues in my group, and my first boss in the diplomacy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs were 3 Syrians at the same time. So, and I cannot count how many times I went to Syria. Why? Because of course there is some job to be, or work to be doing, but I feel immediately that if you go to Al Hamidiyya, the market, the popular market in Damascus, and they know that you are Egyptian, you'll be treated royal treatment immediately. They like us, like we like them, of course.
Of course.
That's why we are keen to see Syria stable and in full
Indeed.
peace.
Now,
even with stopping this problem of Israel, still Syria is divided between different tribes and different factions.
Absolutely, Mr. Ambassador. Now, over 700 people have died since the violence that erupted on Sunday. And this has, of course, drawn questions over the authority of the Syrian interim government. How do you see the reaction by the Syrian interim president, Ahmed al-Shara, who on Saturday once again renewed a pledge to protect minorities after these sectarian clashes?
Our duty is to support who is ever on the chair of the ruling party, and we shall help him in order to make peace and stability between the different groups and parties in Syria. We have this problem in many African and Arab countries. Thank God that I feel that I am Egyptian if I am coming from Damietta, and you are Egyptian if you are coming from Alexandria. We don't have this differentiation in Egypt.
Yes.
But unfortunately in Syria, in Lebanon, in many Arab countries, this is the feeling. But the Lebanese example is very good, because the Lebanese are highly educated and they can manage to live together, whether you are Muslim or Shia or Sunni or Christian. We want Syria to be like that. We want all the Syrians to feel to feel the same feelings, to the same flag, to the same country, not to his tribe or to his party.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Ambassador. Now, the U.S. Special Envoy for Syria, Thomas Barrack, said that the negotiation or the ceasefire that was reached was negotiated by the U.S. and also supported and backed by Turkey, which is a key supporter of the Syrian interim government and president, as well as neighboring Jordan. How important do you see the unification of other Arab countries with regards to supporting Syria?
Yes, of course. Syria needs our support, whether from Egypt or any other neighbor. Mind you, Turkey is occupying part of the north of Syria. Mind you that there are 4 different armies in the Syrian territory now. We want to stop this. The Americans, the French, the Russians, the Turks, they are all present in Syria. This is not healthy. We want Syria to be really a full free country, and to let the Syrians to rule their own country by themselves.
Right. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Your Excellency Ambassador Gamal Baioumy, the former assistant to the Foreign Minister. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and your insight on today's episode of Arab Affairs. We move to Gaza, and the Civil Defense Agency on Saturday said Israeli attacks have killed 26 people and wounded more than 100 others near two aid centers in the south of Palestine. Agency spokesperson said 22 people were killed near a site southwest of Khan Yunis and 4 near another center northwest of Rafah, blaming Israeli gunfire for both incidents. The Israeli genocide war in Gaza has now killed over 58,667 Palestinians, most of them civilians. We have more details in this report. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency on Saturday said Israeli attacks killed 30 people and wounded more than 100 near two aid centers in the south of Palestine. Agency spokesperson Mahmoud Bassal said 22 people were killed near a site southwest of Khan Yunis and 4 near another center northwest of Rafah, blaming Israeli gunfire for both incidents. Meanwhile, the Civil Defense Agency reported that 9 people were shot and killed near the same aid point in northwest of Rafah. Earlier, the U.S. and Israel-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, the GHF, which took over the running of aid distribution in late May, said 20 people died in Khan Yunis. The previous day, the United Nations said it had recorded 875 people killed in Gaza whilst trying to get food, including 674 in the vicinity of the GHF sites since it began operating. The Israeli genocide war in Gaza has created dire humanitarian conditions for the local population. The more than 2 million people who live in the densely populated coastal territory are facing severe shortages of food and other essentials, and doctors have reported a spike in acute malnutrition. Deaths of people waiting for handouts in huge crowds near aid distribution centers have become a regular occurrence, with the Palestinian authorities blaming Israeli fire. The free flow of aid into Gaza is a key demand of Hamas in indirect talks with Israel for a 60-day ceasefire in the 21-month war. Israel's retaliatory military action has now killed over 58,667 Palestinians, most of them civilians.